Good day to everyone and welcome to today's workshop. My name is Jennifer Young and I will be the presenter for today. Recently, Malaysian education is more toward to inclusive education by adapting of special needs student requirements and reduce in protocol examination such as retirement of UPSR for Standard 6 and PMR for Secondary 3. Government and society have more awareness in support special needs student requirement. Workshop with title Executing Alternative Assessment Method for Special Needs Students in Chinese Primary Inclusive School in Assessing Mathematics. This is aimed to introduce to educators about alternative assessment method and strategy which integrating formative and summative assessment. Focusing in evaluating special needs student mathematics subject. The workshop also covers teacher resources and guidelines incorporating the balanced assessment to improve the learning and teaching experience for special needs students in PPKI. So-called program pendidikan khas integrasi. The agenda. The agenda of today's workshop covers objective, overview of sum- formative and summative assessment, introduction of alternative assessment method. We will cover definition, alternative assessment application and equipment, and also the importance of alternative assessment for special needs students. Then we will go through case study for teacher discussion. This is to enhance the understanding for everyone. Lastly, we will cover teacher application guideline incorporating balanced assessment. Let's go through the objectives. The workshop is aimed to reduce dependence on traditional examination by implementing alternative assessment methods in both formative and summative assessment. Then, to improve and assess special needs student mathematics ability in inclusive classroom. Following, we will go through the overview of formative and summative assessment. Formative assessment is an ongoing assessment used in teaching and learning during the lesson to observe student progress. It aims to enhance teaching and learning progress by recognizing the education gap, adjust and strategy the teaching method based on student capability. When assessing special needs students in mathematics subject, it is essential to use strategies that are tailored and adapted to the unique learning style and ability of each student. The formative assessment helps to create a learning setting which allows students actively engage, express their understanding, and also receive the support they need. For the example, splitting students into small groups like 1 to 2% each group based on their mathematics capability. This is so teacher can pay more attention focus to the student. And then teacher to explain verbally the mathematical concept for the example additional together with the example. And then guide the student how to resolve the mathematical issue. Also using mathematical constraint tools like block, number line when evaluating students who issue in abstract the concept. This hands-on support helps students showcase their actual understanding in addition or subtraction. Teachers may also observe how students work together with the tools, then spot the area to improve. Summative assessment is used to evaluate student learning outcome at the end of the lesson to define student understanding by comparing it against some standard. It is to measure student overall achievement or ability gains, then give score. For students with special needs, it is important to ensure the assessments are both accessible and appropriate for their individual ability. Summative assessment for special needs students should be flexible and personalized. The goal is to assess the student understanding and learning progress in fair and supportive manner, considering their individual ability. By using these various strategies, teachers can better measure the true mathematical ability of their students while providing an inclusive assessment experience. Example for summative assessment is like some of the students come with difficult in writing, such as dyslexia student. Thus, mathematic storytelling is really useful to evaluate the student overall understanding. Student request make a story with mathematical concept as excellent. For the example, student can share during his birthday he received present from the friend and family. Then teacher asked him to count and sum up how many presents that he received. So during the story, then he able to tell the concept of additional. After we discuss about the formative assessment and summative assessment, let's go more detail into the alternative assessment method. Alternative assessment method for special needs students like autism and dyslexia students, they always struggle with reading and writing tasks. Thus, they often face critical challenges like high pressure and anxiety in traditional written examination. So, to overcome this issue, alternative assessment come into the picture. This is a non-traditional approach which is more inclusive and flexible evaluation to emphasize on student-centered learning, skill, imaginative, and how students connect with the context. It is focused on learning progress rather than just final product. Thus, it is suitable for special needs student classroom with concept of diverse learning ability demand and also promote active participation. There are several methods in alternative assessment, such as portfolio-based assessment to showcase a student progress in math from early lesson to the final exam. Or maybe there's also performance-based assessment. Due to time constraint, we will only cover four methods with special needs student condition. The first method is portfolio. Teacher may collect and assess student daily work which reflects student learning progress over the time. Secondly, project-based learning (PBL). Students complete a hands-on activity or project with a real-world task over at a period depending on their resources available. That's not only showcase their mathematics knowledge but also integrating multiple skills like social interaction at the same time. And the third one is peer and self-assessment. This is to encourage and guide students replicating on their own and peer work progress. This helps students develop independence, encourage self-reflection, critical thinking, and a sense of responsibility to their learning. By then recognize their learning responsibility and improve social interaction skills. By using feedback rubric, teacher guide and explain to students how to provide feedback about themselves and peers. Peer assessment also promote collaborative learning as students engage in constructive feedback with one another. The fourth assessment method to be covered is observation. This is ongoing assessment allow teacher to observe student performance and interacting during the lesson. Real-time evaluation are effective to special need students who better demonstrate their capabilities while non-pressure environment instead of formal testing environment. Teacher could take note or use checklists to document observation of a student's social skill, participation in class discussion, or the use of adaptive strategy during the task. Next, we will cover the importance of alternative assessment for special needs students. Special needs students, including those with learning disability, intelligence disability, or autism spectrum disorder, they may struggle with traditional testing format that heavily rely on memorization and time-based performance. They regularly post some unique strengths and ways of thinking that can be better recognized through alternative assessment methods. Therefore, alternative assessment is really important as it's designed to accommodate diverse abilities and learning style to ensure that all students have the opportunity to demonstrate their understanding. Besides, alternative assessment are fixed every student requirement. Teacher tailor the evaluation based on student learning needs. As to speed software for dyslexia students to read the question before the answer. This helps to deliver more accurate assessment result based on student actual understanding. Also, it helps to decrease the feeling of nervous in formal tests. Students will perform better and less anxiety in holistic evaluation as it is more flexible rather than high pressure informal exam. Also, alternative assessment support comprehensive and peer learning. This is to encourage students in different capability work in a group and help each other for the mathematical problem solving. This also enhance student social interaction skill and learning together. After go through the overview of alternative assessment with both formative and summative assessment, let's refresh our mind with some case study and then discuss and evaluate the challenge faced and alternative assessment apply effectively in the BPKI classroom. We will have 25 minutes for this case study discussion. Participants will split 4 into one breakout room for further discussion. After 15 minutes, please come back to the bedroom and then to share the discussion finding. At the same time, please also record down the challenge and key strategy for references. This is the case study we're going to review. Mr. Tan is a standard 1 PPKI mathematics teacher, which students of 6, including autism, ADHD, and speech impairment. He currently teaching geometric shape. Mr. Tan using project-based learning to evaluate his students. He grouped students into 2 persons each group to create a building with various geometric shape they learn. The assessment method used by Mr. Tan is formative assessment. During the project, Mr. Tan is observing how students interact with peers to build and make sure they are understanding the concept. For summative assessment, at the end of the project, students asked to present or tell a story about their model. Mr. Tan used a rubric to assess their geometric shape, understanding, creativity, and also partnership with the peer. Okay, welcome back to the room. How about the discussion? It's fun? Let's get group 1 to share their finding, comment, and suggestion from the discussion. Wow, that's a really fantastic discussion. And really thank you everyone for the sharing and the suggestion giving. It's really make use a lot for every one of us. So without any further ado, let's continue with our next point for today's workshop. That is teacher application guideline incorporating balanced assessment. They are really simple 4 steps to follow. Firstly, set the really clear learning goal. Create clear expectation for students and make sure balanced evaluation with both formative and summative assessment align with student achievement. Also, teacher can encourage and guide students in setting their individual goal because sometimes they might do know what's the real purpose for the goal. And then tailor the assessment based on student different needed. Format of assessment is flexible and fulfill student different learning style and ability. Also, please make sure the assessment is inclusive, accessible, and less stressful for special needs students. Continuously, we need to have ongoing feedback. Provide recurring feedback to guide student grow and continue learning. Last but not least, remember to cooperate among the teacher. Teachers share the best method and idea of the alternative assessment among the peers, just so that we can find the best of the best idea for every student. That is really fast. We are come to the end of our workshop for today. So let me summary several key takeaway for today. Firstly, we do cover formative assessment is an ongoing assessment to observe student progress. This contrasts with summative assessment, which assess student learning at the end of the lesson. And then we do go deep in alternative assessment, which represents student learning in holistic view. This is provide an opportunity to assess student ability beyond traditional testing method, promote a more inclusive personal approach to teaching and learning. Teachers are encouraged to trial this method in their classroom, develop an environment that embraces diversity and supports every student learning journey. Also, there's a practice tool like project-based learning, rubric, self and peer assessment rubric, and feedback template are fundamental for effective implementation. And then lastly, we do cover a balanced assessment methodology which is benefit to special needs students in developing their learning outcome. As we come to the end of today's workshop, I just want to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to each of you for your time, energy, and engagement throughout the session. Your participation has truly made this workshop a meaningful and enriched experience. I hope you have gained valuable insight and strategy that help you when conduct the lesson. The learning doesn't stop here. I encourage you to keep the conversation ongoing. Continue exploring and apply when you will learn as you move forward. Once again, thank you very much for your participation and I hope you enjoy the session for today. Have a great day ahead. Thank you very much.